I said, see. I said, see. I said, I told y'all. And I just started, I was laughing. And there must have been some doubters because that didn't voice their opinion. Because then the lights went off again and they stayed off for like a few seconds. And then they came back on. And I calmed down. I was like, hmm. My mom was like, all right, Willie. I was cracking up. I was cracking up, y'all. But I say all that to say, and that was the very beginning part of my journey. Understand, overstand, and understand that. That was the very beginning part of my journey. That was the very beginning part of my journey. It really was. For me being consciously aware now, I've been on this journey my whole entire life, and my journals prove that. I got so many journals that prove when black man, it was going on my whole life, y'all. That's another thing I'm accepting. I thought I accepted it, but when I'm reading back on my life, I'm like, and in my own words, in my own handwriting, not recounting from somebody else's stories, not recounting from somebody else's experience, but what I actually wrote down, some of the things I actually forgot about, and I'm like, wow. I also recognize another hard truth. But back then, I didn't even see it as that. And it's so wild to me. So I'm still unpacking that. And I'm not ready to share that. But put a pin in that. And I will bring it up at another date. Let me finish what I call digesting the emotion. And doing whatever I'm going to need to do with it. Because I don't know. So. But it's normal. It's normal for you to feel conflicted about who you are right now at this day and time. Whenever you watch this video, whenever you, my loves, whenever you watch this video, you are stronger than you think, more powerful than you know, and more protected than you could possibly even imagine, my loves. Listen, every day I'm astounded. Every day I'm surprised. Really, I am. Every day, 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 every day. Every day, y'all. Every day, every day, every day. Every day I'm astounded. Every day God surprises me. Every day God shows me that He's more powerful than I am, and He knows best. She knows best. They know best. Because my ancestors are there too. We were made in God's image. We were made in God's image. And God doesn't want us to self-sacrifice. That's not love. That's not love, but that's what religion teaches you, is to self-sacrifice. The whole story about Jesus, not Yeshua. To me, they're different. They're two different beings. And I know some people not going to want to hear that part, but they are two different beings. And if I was ever conflicted about, and I can't remember his name, maybe I need to start taking notes so it'd be like backing up with facts, but there was this guy that I watched, Caucasian dude, and he was going over the Bible, and I had watched a couple of other his videos, but I never stayed on his channel, and I don't think I I subscribed. But again, like I said, I watched thousands or so videos, and it wasn't just tarot, because that's not how my mind works. But even if that's what I said and that's what I talked about, and I never said that that's all I watched was tarot. I never said that. I just spoke on what was a commonality between somebody. Okay, anywho. So it wasn't like I lied. I didn't lie. You talk to people on their comfort level or what they talk to you about. That's basically how it goes. Anywho, that was a side note. But it's normal for you to feel conflicted and to feel a little lost. But I implore you, I ask of you, to get to know and learn how to love the journey. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, yes. Hindsight 2020, of course. If I knew, absolutely you would do things different. But we're not in that space, right? We're not in that space anymore. This is the part where we learn how to accept the journey and to enjoy it in its own parameters. Not saying enjoy it like indulging, because that's what we're trying to get rid of, all the indulgence, overindulgence. And trust me, and my grandmother, God bless her soul, my mom's mom, when I realized, I didn't realize it at the time, but I realize it now, that I forget, I think she was visiting and I was washing my clothes and I had a lot of jeans, y'all. I know I had over 20 pair of jeans. I know I did. And half of them I didn't wear. This in my young days, when I was working, when I first got my job. I don't think I had moved out yet, so I was still living at home. I moved out when I was 19. So I was still living at home, and I started working at 14. I lied about my age and said I was 15 so I can get more hours. That's how much of a go-getter. I was already selling cookies and stuff at school. Ooh, I really was. I really was. So, but she said, those are all your jeans? And I was like, yeah. She was like, you need that many jeans? And I'm sure I gave her some explanation as to why I felt I needed all those jeans. But really, it was coming from the fact that of how I was raised and groomed and conditioned and programmed and all that other stuff, right? And so now today, I don't even own a pair of jeans. I really don't. I don't have not one pair of jeans in my closet. Not at all. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with when I got rid of my stuff because it made room for God to fill me up. All that stuff was consuming my energy because it was tied to a lot of baggage. Things have power as well, y'all. And I was holding on to a mug, but I wasn't really holding on to it. Lucky was using it. But I looked at it the other day, and I looked at it, and I saw the person that the mug was tied to. So it was like, okay, it's time to throw it away. Because I don't want that energy. And it wasn't a bad experience. Understand what I'm saying. It wasn't a bad experience. It really wasn't. Because I was in control to a certain extent. And I experienced what I experienced because I needed to experience what I experienced. But I don't want to be reminded of that energy, do I? Why? Because that's not the vibration I want to be on. I really don't. So I threw it away. And now Lucky got a drink out of his 2 short bowls. But he does not complain. And I love him for it. Lucky teaches me a lot too. Animals teach us a lot. But again, it's okay. It's okay if you don't quite know who you are. That's the beauty in it, because you're getting to rebuild yourself. You are already a whole different person, and now you're just fine-tuning it. That's all. The moment you became awoke, the moment you became aware of who you were and who you are, you're actually, and that's okay. Thank you. That is why it's difficult. Hey, okay, thank you. That's why it's difficult, because you are remembering who you were in your past lives and what you came here to do. And you're gelling it, or you're trying to fuse it with who you are. Because they're one and the same. They're one and the same. But we have not operated consciously with the spirit realm. So that's why it's a little difficult. Okay. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. Cause y'all, I still when I told y'all I woke up with the question. So there. Okay. All right. That's the answer. Well, that's my answer. I don't know if it's your answer. I would think it's your answer because you came along this journey with me. If you lasted this long, then you definitely came along with me for the ride. And so I would say that those who didn't move forward or watch the whole thing all the way through, I would say that that was your answer too. Because I didn't have an answer. I woke up with the question. And it's such a beautiful day outside, and my cat is outside somewhere. He walked in front of me like maybe 10, 15 minutes ago, doing his own thing, minding his own business. So, but it's a beautiful day outside. And I'm still in my pajamas. But I am going to get outside today and go for a walk a little bit. But it's okay, y'all. And I've been enjoying it. I didn't know why I was enjoying it. Maybe because I'm learning to let go and let God. Yeah, I'm learning. I'm not no pro yet. I'm learning. Because when it's of God, I won't have to fight. When it's of God, I won't have to. I mean, I'm still going to have to fight. Like, we going to have to fight. But I'm saying I won't have to fight to get what I want like that. It'll be effortlessly. It will be effortlessly to a certain extent. I still have to put in the energy and the work to obtain it. But it won't be like you got to argue with somebody to get it done. Or you got to beg somebody to get it done. You see what I'm saying? That's the energy that I don't want to be in. Because that's the energy I lived in, and I recognize that that's how people steal your energy too. Yeah, that's how they steal your energy too. To a certain extent. But you got to also understand, overstand, and understand as you are on this journey, everybody around you is not. They're not consciously aware. They know because they intuitively feel it, but they're not really aware. And you can look at yourself as an example. That's why whenever you feel like you want to be judgmental, and listen, they did hurt you. They did do that. But they were under a program just like you were under a program. So I don't know what you've done in your life. I don't. But you were under some sort of spell as well. You were under some sort of program as well. Because you are just now awakening to who you are as a person, who you are as a spirit. So that's where compassion comes in at, but not, please, 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 I ask of you to understand what I'm saying, not at the detriment of yourself, because that is what we have been doing. That is what we have been doing, because we've been too nice. If they effed you over before, trust that they will do it again if they are faking their spiritual journey. If they effed you over before, trust that they're going to do it again. They are going to do it again. Unless they have genuinely traveled along this path. And you will know when you look back on what you remember about their life, whether or not they have been genuinely on this path. I didn't know that. I really didn't. I just thought everybody struggled like I did, and some people's struggles weren't like mine. So, how can I judge them? But people tell you a lot about them, and in a certain way, it's not judgment, it's discernment. It really is. It's knowing that their vibration is not of yours. So if you are hanging around people that are not vibing where you are, my love, they are using your energy. They really are. They are vibing off of you. They are vampires. They really are. They are vampires. They got to be where you are at spiritually. And that's one thing I learned. But that's because God had to keep showing me over and over again who people were and who they currently are now. So I know both of them. I'm still learning who I am, but because, and I believe that's for a specific reason, but I'm still learning. But people have shown, like, I know who they were because I know their life. I grew up with them. I hung around them. I loved them. I paid attention to them so I could express my love in the ways that they would love, okay? So I know them. And now, when God put me in isolation and stripped me bare, because that's what you have to be humiliated. I just seen somebody else say that. Like, everybody on this journey, if you're watching YouTube, basically you will have to be humiliated. That's part of the journey. But it's for them to feel like you're humiliated. But you don't feel humiliated. And if you are feeling humiliated, then understand that it's not your energy. Because what do you have to be humiliated for? Why are you humiliated? I felt when people were trying to make me feel humiliated. And because of the programming, I almost let them small me down by their interactions with me. But before the karmic was recognized as a karmic, she actually helped me. That's why anywho, it's a whole nother story. Everybody that I came in contact with helped me, though. They really have. And I'm grateful for them. But in the midst of them helping me, they turned on me when they felt that I wasn't going to get it. And I remember saying that to the karmic. Because of what her aunt said, I was like, listen, and I'm crying because I'm emotional. And I'm like, listen, I know other people may feel like I'm not strong enough, but you don't feel that way, do you? That was like basically the gist of the conversation. You don't feel like I'm not going to make it, do you? And she said, no, but everything in her actions since then, and I peeped it, from her family not speaking, I peeped it. Every time I went over there, it was strategic. It was very strategic because I peeped it. I wanted to see. And so when I walked down her corridor, I came back the second time and then everybody wanted to speak. Now, the first time I walked in, didn't nobody say nothing. Now, normally, every time I walked in their house, everybody was like, hey, hey. That was the vibe. So I already knew a conversation had taken place. Even when I asked, a member of the house to help me with a video that I was trying to do, and she didn't respond. Now, this is a person that we went back and forth on the computer, talking and chatting. I'm reading her work because she was in college, and I'm reading it and helping out. But I didn't know that the mother had a problem with it. And so when she didn't respond, I knew the mom had said something. I peeped everything, but I didn't understand why or understand why. I just did. Until later on. Okay? So you may not understand, overstand, or understand how things and why things happen. God will use what you consider to be flaws to help teach you very valuable lessons about yourself and who you are. Okay? Hear what I just said. God will take what you deem your flaws, bad habits, all of that, for your benefit, for Him to prove who you are and who you are meant to be and what you are meant to do and how protected you are. That just came to me too. So if you stayed this long or you watched this video, because I'm sure my phone is going to break it up in two. Yeah. So it's okay not knowing who you are. That Jessie J song keep playing in my head. How it go? I hear it, but I can't get the words. It's okay not to be okay. I can't think of it. I keep hearing that. It's okay not to be okay. I keep hearing that. It's okay not to be okay. It really is. And I had to accept that and learn that too. And if you don't believe me, please trust, by all means, watch the other videos because I wasn't okay. I'm laughing at myself. I'm not laughing at you. I wasn't okay. I was not okay. It's okay to be who you are. Something like that. If y'all know that song, put it in the comments for me. So it was like two different revelations that I just talked out because I didn't know them before I got on, y'all. I didn't feel them. I didn't know. I didn't. And it's just me going through my process and accepting that I have to let go. God knows better than me. Who am I? Who am I? I'm just me. I'm just Danielle. That's it. I am not God. I do not know all things. I don't. I know what I've been through though. And I know what I wrote, and I know what I feel, and I know what I felt, and I know what I saw, and I know what I witnessed, and I know what I experienced. And I wrote it down. But there's a couple of years missing, y'all. There's a couple of years missing because there was a time when I wasn't writing nothing. I wasn't writing nothing. I was just feeling, but I remember. I didn't write nothing down. I was heavy in it. So when I actually unpack those emotions and remember and write them down, it's going to be a doozy. Because I remember. There was a period of time that was real dark. But I wasn't, it was dark, but there was light. Because I don't know what to say. Like, I made the best of my situations, no matter what. No matter what job I worked at, no matter where I was living. So it was dark because of what I was experiencing and what I was feeling and what was being thrown my way. But it was light too. It was a very weird time, huh? I don't know, maybe someone's experiencing that right now. Because I haven't thought about that time in a long time. Because I went back to my journals to see if I wrote anything about it. And there's a gap, and I saw it. And so I'm going to have to do some real deep soul digging. But I do realize, and God has been sending me signs this entire time, like, to trust my own self and to stop seeking outside myself. One of the first videos I watched of Mr. Jamal Rashad said that the information is already within you. I'm just here to remind you that it's already within you. You don't even need to listen to me. But most of the teachers will tell you that. Most of the ones that want you to be self-reliant and not trying to use your energy to fuel their, because that happens too. That's really one of the reasons why I had to, and I was actually thinking about cutting it all off, but it's still valuable information on there. I just need to learn how to control my own self, basically. That's what emotional intelligence is. That's the journey of spiritual growth, is emotional intelligence. Think about it. Think about it. And when I watched him, I am glad I watched that part though, but I always wonder if it would have come to me, and it probably would have, but I need to sit still enough with myself more than what I've been doing. He's not the only one to say it though. Well, oh no. Okay. I just had another revelation, but I'll digest that. That's a personal one. But I will say this. There's a distinction between teachers and people who want to use your energy. And this is when you are on YouTube, okay? This is what I just got. I'm just going to share it in this format because if I got it right now, I've been sharing this whole time. So this would be the third revelation. I'm just going to say it in this way, and I'm not going to call out any names. But be mindful, because I just said that about the tarot world. And that's what tarot world, I'll speak on the levels of how I feel. Well, actually, I'll speak on it now. To me, I feel like when you're on your spiritual journey, tarot world is the It's the basic. It's basic. It's elementary, which is a good thing because they help you to accept what reality we are actually in. Because they confirmed, for me, they confirmed a lot of what I saw and what I was feeling and what I knew, but I wasn't quite sure because, of course, I'm coming out of black magic and coming out of which is equaling to confusion, okay, and not knowing where I began and other people's energy began. Okay, so my lips are dry, and I didn't bring my thing out here, so forgive me if I'm licking my lips too much, but they are dry, and the wind is blowing, and they drying even faster. Anywho, I'm about to get up off of here anyway. Um, but that's the beginning journey. That's the beginning of your journey. So if you're watching tarot, you'll be guided when it's enough, and you'll feel it intuitively. Don't be like me and be hard-headed, okay? When you feel it and you're intuitively got it, just do it. Just do it. And then, but that it didn't really begin with tarot. It began with esoteric talking, like 5 things you need to do this. That's how it began. Those are people to me that just want your energy. They want you to keep coming back. The true teachers on YouTube will tell you that all the information that you require and desire is already within you. And so let me pass that on as well. Everything you need is already within you. But if you need more clarification, that's why I tell you to go back and watch the other videos. But be mindful of people who do not want you to grow on your own and rely on your own intuition and your own thought process and your own spiritual guides and your own, your own everything. Be weary of that. Even myself, okay? Because that's kind of like vampirism to me. I don't want you to be stuck on my channel, because I was stuck on other people's channel. I really was for a long time, but it was for specific reasons as well, but I was stuck. That was my method. So if you feel yourself being stuck, understand there's something else going on. That's what I'm going to say. Keep in mind that the real teachers, I'm talking about everybody, and you can learn from everybody on YouTube. You can learn. There's a lesson in everything that comes across your path. If you click on it, there's a lesson. There's a piece of the puzzle for you. But ultimately, you have the answers within, and that is what I'm accepting now. And for the past month, I've been trying to wean myself off of just going to YouTube for anything and just sitting. And that's one of the things I'm practicing. I'm practicing, knowing that I have everything that I need within me. Yeah, it's good to be confirmed by an outside source, but when is it enough for me just to feel it and know it and sense it? When will that be enough? That's the question that just came to me. I accept it. I am enough. I definitely appreciate all the people that helped me along this journey, though, because I have been in the house. So no outside, the people in my house are not talking to me like this. So that's why I'm so appreciative of the people that tune into my channel, because, yeah, y'all are like the only communication I get that's on my level. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. So, oh, my loves, I hope you guys are doing well. I really do. I do. Remember, you actually have everything you need. You have everything you need. And I'm learning that myself. Everything that I've watched, it just confirmed for me. It really did. It confirmed. And I wrote about it. It confirmed, because I wrote about it first, and then when I watched it, it was like, okay, no, you're not crazy. You are, And so it was just comforting for me. But it's also a crutch, because I have everything that I need. You have everything that you need. You do. You absolutely do. You just have to sit still enough and get to know yourself enough and to accept. To accept. 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 Accept that you are enough. Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. You know how you hear something and you've heard it before. Y'all have heard that before, right? But it hit different throughout this entire conversation. I'd say that's the fourth revelation, even though I've heard it before, so it's not something that's new, right? But it just hit something different. It hit something different. You are enough. Listen, I am gonna look to see how much time I spent on you. Well, I spent a lot of time on YouTube because I watched movies on YouTube. When I say I'm secluded, I am secluded. I am sheltered, and I greatly appreciate God's gift. I do. I do. I do. I do. Appreciate where you are. It took me 3 years to get to this point, y'all. Actually, longer than that. It took my whole life. When you read my journals, when I read them, you'll see I was always like, what is wrong with them? I was so busy focused on them and trying to heal them and make sure they don't go off the beaten path that I derailed myself, or I allowed myself to be derailed. Because you don't have control over when someone does black magic on you. You just don't. Especially if you were unaware. I was so unaware of this. Listen, I'm sure them demons had a field day because I was so confused. But guess what? I was so confused. I was. Ooh, but thank you. Healing is a process. It's a marathon. Thank you, Nipsey. It's a marathon. 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 It's a journey. And I did not understand, overstand, or even understand that concept, y'all. But I understand it now. So if you're on this channel, then you are get like me. You like me. You don't understand what that means because you've been moving fast your whole life. I've been moving fast my whole life. My whole life I've been moving fast. Not in a nasty way. No, that's y'all. That's not me. If you tuning into my channel, that wasn't me. That was y'all thoughts. I'm not thinking that. So if you thought that, this message is for you because